Hi, I'm Siobhan Keeley of Siobhan Keeley Yoga. Most people know that yoga is a really great practice to take into your life if you're dealing with some stress. But what you might be surprised to know is what style of yoga might help you best deal with and eliminate that stress. We tend to assume that it would be the more gentle classes like a restorative or a yin or a really slow hatha that might help us eliminate those feelings of anxiety. But what actually might work better is a more physically active class like a hatha flow or a vinyasa. And here's why. We are often living in what's referred to as a perceived state of stress, meaning that it's stress that we sort of create for ourselves. It's not actual stress coming at us. It's stress when we allow our schedules to get too busy, or when we have too many assignments due, or when we've said yes to too many events or tasks or favors, when in reality we probably should have said, no, I'm sorry, I can't. So real stress puts our body into a state of fight or flight, which 100 years ago, 200 years ago served its purpose when we were being chased by, say, wild buffalo or a cowboy with a gun. Our body would jump into fight or flight mode. So we'd either fight back or we'd flight, as in run away. And what happens when we fight or flight is all that anxiety that's welled up in our system, we have an opportunity to burn it off. Whereas today, our perceived state of stress is more mentally based rather than physical. So we're worrying about things up ahead, like exams or an interview or assignments or speaking in public. So our body goes into that state of fight or flight because we've worked ourselves up into that state of frenzy, but we've never given ourselves a chance to actually burn off those feelings of anxiety and stress. So as a result, our body stays in fight or flight mode, and we don't go into our rest and digest mode, which we need to on a regular basis in order to allow the body to calm down, but also in order to allow the body to digest food that we've taken in, to eliminate that food when our body has parts of the food that we no longer need. And when we're in a state of fight or flight, our rest and digest system shuts down. So if we're constantly filled with anxiety and feeling that knotted stomach feeling, we don't give our body a chance to do things like properly digest our food or properly eliminate that food. So we get things like indigestion, constipation, our skin gets bad as a result, our skin tends to break out, we're tired, we're lacking energy, and it's all because we haven't given our body that chance to burn off that feeling of stress. So that's why coming to a faster paced yoga class, it doesn't have to be like a running the marathon kind of yoga class or like an aerobics class, but just a class where you're actually really moving the body and burning off that stressful energy, and then allowing the body to really come into a beautiful rest and digest when you come into Shavasana. So if you're thinking about turning to yoga to help you deal with daily stress that's happening in your life, I'd like you to really consider something that actually allows you to physically move. So the gentle classes have their place, absolutely. Restorative is a beautiful class, yin is a beautiful class, but allow the body to really let go of all those feelings of anxiety before you try and force it really into a state of resting and digesting and calm. Because if you haven't allowed the energy to burn up, then it'll be that much more difficult to actually get into that state of calm.